I know that I'm extremely late by discussing this at this time, but I just have to get it off my chest. It's something that was on my mind. And of course, a lot of you all are highly upset over the new Star Wars movie. And to me, I'm not highly upset, but I did feel disappointed when leaving the theater because The Force Awakens was okay to me. A lot of people praise that movie. I thought it was okay. My issue with that movie was mainly because of the character Rey. She didn't have any formal training whatsoever, and yet she's able to conquer Kylo Ren. She's able to, do many things without having any knowledge of the Force. And I say I'm a casual, maybe a tad bit more than a casual Star Wars fan, but I had to think back. You know, if you go back and watch The Empire Strikes Back, when it came to Luke Skywalker and his training, there was a progression period. If you look at the whole series, the original trilogies, if you look at the first one, A New Hope, Luke was, like a teenage boy, a farm boy, and he had to, basically mature on the fly. His uncle and his aunt was killed. He hooks up with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan basically had to, kind of like, tell him about the Force. Then he hooks up with Yoda in Empire Strikes Back, and it was a training session. It kind of reminded me of those karate flicks from back in the day, to where the master, takes on the student and has to teach the student on how to do the basics. And that's what Luke did. He learned how to use the basics of the Force, and so there was a progression. So by the time Return of the Jedi comes, yes, he used a dark side Force move and choked what's his name, Jabba the Hutt's bodyguards, those green things. Can't remember the names, but he used the Force to choke him. But there was a natural progression. He learned to become a Jedi Master. The same with Anakin Skywalker. He didn't just got discovered by Qui-Gon Jinn on Tatooine. Oh, I'm a Jedi. I can do this. I can do that. No. He had to progress. He had to learn to become a Jedi. This man was the so-called chosen one. So explain this to me. How is it that this guy, who was the chosen one, who had a super high midichlorian count, how was he able to why? I'm sorry. Let me take that back. Why was he required, or how come he didn't learn how to use the Force off the bat? He had to train. He had to have formal training, the proper training to become a Jedi. Now, granted, he eventually joined the dark side, but beside all that, he needed train to get to that point. This chick Rey had no formal training whatsoever. And then I thought, okay, everyone was saying to me, well, Destro, maybe they'll clear that up in the second one. So you gotta go to the second one. Okay, I give the second one a chance. The second one, no progression at all. It was that once again, this chick shows up and basically asks Luke to train her, and it didn't really train her much. If you think about it, he didn't show her much at all. He was clowning her a little bit. When he was, I guess he was saying, "Do you feel it? Do you feel the Force?" And he was like tapping her the whole time. Well, I thought that was funny, but she didn't learn anything. If anything, she became better. And it's like all of a sudden she bested the Luke Skywalker. So explain this to me. Yes, Luke has been in hiding for a long period of time, but this man is still a Jedi Master. You mean tell me this girl who has no formal training is able to beat him, and he's able to beat Kylo Ren again? Say, come on, man. And then people talk about the other, people talk about, oh, this is the social justice warriors are taking over Star Wars. You know what I mean? I don't get caught up in all that stuff. Yeah, I can see where they're coming from. The feminist agenda with the purple-haired chick, how she was just dogging the other man and clowning him and whatnot. And I guess it was like named Poe. The man Poe, all he wanted to know is, what's the plan, woman? Tell me the plan and what's going on, or you need to change your plan, because right now Snoke's just blasting all our ships out of the sky. You're not doing anything about it. So, woman, what is your plan? Of course, she wanna, overstep her boundaries and try to flex on him and whatnot. Of course, I can see where people talk about that. But the thing that annoyed me was the casino scene. To me, when they got to the casino, I'm thinking, okay, is this Star Wars, or this is intergalactic version of Casino Royale? Because this doesn't seem like Star Wars to me. I go back to the scenes from The bar scenes in the first Star Wars movie. I go back to the casino or bar scenes on, the Knights of the Old Republic video games, and to me, that did not seem something that I would see in a science fiction slash Star Wars movie. It was almost as if they took the scene out of Casino Royale and just threw some aliens in there and called it a day. And the movie to me was just all over the place, and there were a lot of people who should not even been in that movie, like the one Asian girl, the heavyset Asian girl who was in the movie. Now I understand why they put her in the movie, because her sister died or sacrificed her life earlier in the movie, but it was like her role had no meaning whatsoever. It was almost like a fluffer to kill time. And I just think Snoke went out like a straight punk. Like, the part I don't get is, you're a, I don't know if you want to even call yourself a Sith. You're very strong in the dark side. You are an expert practitioner in the dark side, or practitioner in the dark side. Yet you can't sense this lightsaber to your right hand side is being turned towards you, and they're going to ultimately cut you in half. I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. A lot of fans are saying, "Oh, well, you gotta wait till the third movie." Okay, well, y'all said it about the first time when it came to Rey. Wait till the second movie. We'll see. It'll explain why she has these skills from the bat. Still no explanation. Now some fans are saying, "Well, Destro, you have to wait till the third movie." Really? I don't think there will be a third movie for me. I think I might just wait till the movie come out on bootleg. Because even this one, The Last Jedi, wasn't even worth a bootleg. I wouldn't have watched that movie if my mama made it. But I don't know, man. It was almost as if, in Star Wars Theory said this too, and I agree with them. It was almost as if someone just used cheat codes with Rey. You don't learn how to earn these skills from the jump. We're going to use his cheat codes, and all of a sudden you got all these skills. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised she could whip Yoda's ass at this point. She probably punk Yoda, Kylo Ren, Exar Kun, Darth Revan, Darth Malik, Bastila, all those cats from every Star Wars game, every Star Wars movie, cartoon, what have you. The way they got it going, she's just all powerful. And I guess that's where a lot of people are saying this is where that feminist agenda, is coming in to. And most likely they're right, because as a lot of you all know, not to go off the subject, we have the Me Too movement. And so in this day and age, it's the veneration of women. And so they're the ones who are trying to usurp male's authority and take over. And of course, that's something that we can't allow. So anyhow, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or whatever, post them down below. Talk to you later. Peace.